All right. Are we ready? So let's start with the flame. We're gonna start um, our brushes are clean. Let's get a round brush, um, on the small size, because we're gonna put the white part of the flame first, and then the wick in black. So the reason why we do that first with our brush that is clean is because we want to get the most brightness on it, and then we don't want it to get dirty with other colors. So it's a small round brush you can use. Yeah, that's a good one. And so the first thing I do is I grab some of my white and and uh, and I'll put. All right, and just paint this part. Of course, my brush is a little bit on the dirty side. No, I my brush is dirty. speaking of clean brushes, right? Yeah, I'm gonna use another one. Okay. I know. My brush is dirty, so let me get this out of here. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna paint it white. So, okay, start again. All right. We paint this white, and we're going to go with the yellow. In your case, yeah, you have cadmium yellow. I see it. So we're gonna go with the yellow around it with the same brush. We grab a little bit of yellow, and we'll just go around it. Around the outside, and you want to start mixing the white with the yellow, um, kind of like blur the line between both. And once we put that, we can we're gonna make the flame, the yellow color, a little bit bigger. So we're gonna get on part of the background now. Yeah, bigger with the yellow. Yeah. Now that's the glow, right? I'm using my palette knife on the white part of it just to make it a little brighter, and so it's the yeah, it's thicker and it's not, it doesn't mix with the yellow color. There. After you have that, we're gonna grab, if you have orange, you can use orange. If you don't have orange, you can mix yellow and red together to make the orange. And and we're gonna go around the yellow part. I'll show you how. So you put the flame around, and now you're gonna, once you put the paint, don't put too much paint on it. Just keep your brush on the lean side. And once you put the color, you want to blend that color into the yellow while it's still wet. Orange, orange is a little bit more red than more red than yellow. Yeah, but you can do like a 50-50 part, or maybe that's a good color. Yeah, as long as you can be more generous with your yellow around here. Yeah. I know it looks like a big flame right now. Hmm? So it's right. It's on the outside, and remember the darker color is gonna come in. So if you make it big, it's okay. You can always adjust and bring it back. So we're making a big flame, and then we're gonna bring the fire extinguisher and make it small. Does that make sense? Okay, it's glowing already. And if you notice, there's a there's a bit of orange right above the wick, the head of the wick, I guess. All right, yeah. So there, just just uh, just a touch there, right? Yeah, good, good. Yeah, yeah. Just blend the color together. Like if you let me borrow your brush. If you want to grab some of this, and then you can go with some of the yellow. So you want to do this, kind of like blend the edge. Yeah, that's pretty glowy. Yeah, bring the orange because then we're gonna bring the darker color around. Well, the background is dark. The background will be dark, so. No, 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 no. This is, it's fire, so it's got to be as bright as possible. Okay. All right. Once we do that, we'll grab another small brush so we don't mix the colors, and we're gonna grab a bit of black so we can paint the wig. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yes, good. Yeah, put more red on that color there.
On that little dot at the
Yeah,
bottom?
you can, yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to bring some of that yellow into it, so kind of like you don't have a sharp edge, it's more of a soft
Try to
edge,
blend it.
right? Yeah, you can put more red in here too. Yeah. Try this red. Instead of that red, try this red. I think that's a more like a scarlet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a warmer red. Yeah, you can put more red in it. Where's your red? Yeah, yeah, that's good.
No, but see how it ran into my white and now it's all spread?
Okay, let it dry, and once it's dry, you can it's
Go
good.
back over.
Yeah, you can go back. Okay, good, good. It will. Yeah, it will. Yeah, once it dries, it will. All right. Uh, yeah. All right. Let's paint the candle now. Just the body of the candle, and we're gonna grab that the brightest yellow that you have, and we're gonna use that on the top part of the candle. If you notice, so we have this bright yellow here, which is gonna be our cadmium yellow here, and then it starts fading and turns into orange, as you can see here. It goes into orange, it gets into the browns. It has some touches of greens here. The green you can make it with black and blue. We're gonna use that for the greens here. Yeah, black and blue if you have. Um, and then as it mixes, it goes down from the orange into that color. And then we use my picture is kind of dark, but in your picture, it has more white here. It's more of a kind of like a cream, warm cream color. So we're gonna start with the brightest color here, which is the yellow and the orange. It's basically the reflection of the top of the candle into the candle. So it's a similar procedure. So cadmium yellow, and be generous with your paint. Put enough paint on it so it covers well. And more cadmium yellow.
And that's just adding yellow on that?
Yeah, and then as you start going down the candle, you start adding orange into it. And you want your paint to have body, okay? So just, put enough paint on it. And at this stage, it's almost like it's like a very heavy paint. You can't see. You can see it over here, T, if you want to. I'm gonna use my palette knife too. You can use a brush. You can use a palette knife um, to mix the color.
And then you got the orange underneath
Mm-hmm.
with a little bit of the red, right?
No, don't use too much red here. Just the orange and the yellow. All right. How you guys doing? Yeah, put more yellow on it. See, you want to put a lot of yellow on it. Even if you can even use your palette knife and then just see you can mix those two. Ah, very good. Very good. Yeah. You can put even more yellow, like if you grab your palette knife, let's say, and you can blend this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That one's fine.
No, this one's. I know where to find you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, put a little bit of red there. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Good. I like that you made the color brown. Now you want to have. I think you put a little bit of white on this, didn't you? Yeah. You what you wanna in order to get like the color like really bright. You wanna keep the whites away for now. So what you can do is just use red and yellow. Don't mix any white so it doesn't
Okay.
get because
Well,
if
that
not,
I started.
yeah, if not, it gets into the pinks.
I don't,
Right.
I don't have.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. So you can grab some of this yellow here.
It's too, I put too much of the other stuff on there, the black.
That's okay. You can cover it. Look how well it covers. And don't forget your wick here.
And that, the wick is black,
Yeah.
right?
And if you want to use a pencil, you can also use a pencil for the wick. Yeah. So you have this color. Let me see what other reds do you have. Maybe you can use this red. This red. What red is this? Yeah, this red is better. So now
More orange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where's your yellow? Do you have any other yellow?
Okay.
What else do you have? Something like this. So this yellow, I'm gonna steal some of your sister.
Okay, so
Then,
this year.
then you guys can work it out after. All right. So
I got it.
you see the difference between this and
Like a
this?
red orange.
Yeah. So now, in this case, you can come and put that color
That's what I
there.
was going to do. And
Yeah.
I was trying to get there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because
See-
I was trying to play with this last night.
Okay. So. Oh. Yeah.
This is what I
Yeah. Good. Good. That's very good. Yeah.
made a mess.
Good. Good. If you made a mess, scrape. Use your palette knife. You can scrape. Ah, yes, glowing. It's starting to glow. All right, let's do the body of the candle now. I'm gonna switch my brush, and we're gonna start using more darker colors. So these colors, you want them to be more lean. Okay, so it's less paint and it's more. They're more transparent. So grab your raw umber. If you have raw umber, or if you don't have raw umber, um, your burnt umber, raw umber, you can make it too. Do you have green? Do you have any green? Um, you can, yeah. So you can use your blue. So use this blue and and some of the orange. Yeah. Mm, so we're gonna mix a brown. So you get. I like to mix browns with blue because then, right now it's a little bit too reddish. So then we need to add a little, add some of this yellow. Let me see. Yeah. So now it's starting to get a little more brown. You see. Now if it starts getting too green, then you add a little bit more red. So it's going to be raw umber or burnt umber. And let me look at your picture. Yeah. So, and again, it's going to be very, very lean. Because you want to see the color that's underneath. You want the base of color. You want it to go through the umber, right? So very lean. It's almost like a wash, yes. And as you get closer to the orange, you want to blend them together. And keep in mind that the shape of the candle here is it's like a almost like a an angle, right? So the dark brown is gonna come towards this edge, right? But you want to keep this. Don't go too much into the orange. And you can bring some of the orange down also into the dark too if you want to. Now, to the raw umber, I'm mixing a little bit of blue into it as it starts turning green. If you look at your reference picture, you see how it starts turning green right in the middle. So yeah, the ultramarine blue that you have, or if you don't have ultramarine, any dark blue. Yeah, and again, you add the blue, but again, very lean. Okay, so you want to be able to see the color underneath, right? Don't put too much paint in this stage. And you notice that on this side of the candle, you use that dark color going all the way up because that's going to be your shadow here. If you notice here, it's right here. See that? All right. Lastly, we're going to mix the color of the candle, which is kind of like a butter. Let me see how the color is. It's kind of like the color of butter, right? So we're gonna use a little bit of a cadmium with white. It's actually more white than yellow. If your yellow is too green, add a touch of orange to it. If it feels that it's too green, add a touch of orange. If your yellow is too, if you try to get the color of butter, so if your yellow is too green, then add a touch of orange. And I'm going to use another brush, and I'm using my round brushes. You can use preferably round, right, for this. And if you have, or a flat brush will work too. And we're gonna put this color. If you notice, the candle is being lit from the left for you, right? The light is coming in this direction, right? And it's hitting this side of the candle. So we're gonna put this butter color all around here, and it's going to start fading into the other color, ever so slightly. As you get closer to the shadow, as you start bringing this color down, closer to the shadow, just use less color. So because you don't want it to overlap, you want to kind of like mix it. I'm gonna use my palette knife to mix the color also here. What color is that? I like it. I see it. Oh, okay, it's kind of like orange. All right, so here's a bit of orange here in the middle. And if you look at your reference photo, you can also go back with your darks and just intermix the darks and the light, blend them together. I added a touch of red on the right side of the picture here. Just added a touch of red to that shadow. You can see, just to warm it up just a bit. There's so many different color variations on that candle, so just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Um, if you have your light coming from the right and then your darks and your shadow very defined, it should be okay. Very good. Very, very good. You could bring some more of that light here. See, in your black and white picture shows us really well. You see how light it is here. You can bring it right down here and just mix it. Yeah, very good. Very good.
You're
You-
so kind.
You can add a bit of more of white, that butter color here.
Okay.
Yeah, add a little bit more of that. Good, yeah. Yeah, bring the light further down here too. Good. Yeah. Ah, see, now it's glowing now. Now you have more color. Yeah, and this could turn, you can add some of this red and turn a little
And
bit more
blend it in.
orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah, good. All right, so you want to mix, you want to bring some of, put some of that red here or that orange here. Some of this color here. Now remember that you have an angle here that runs this way, right?
Sorry?
There's an angle. If you look at your picture, it goes like this, right? So here you can add more yellow here.
Ah. Yes, I see that.
See that? And then it starts getting more orange.
God, you do such a
Okay,
good job
see?
that I could ever do.
See? Just add a little bit more of that yellow.
Of the yellow.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. If you and you want to mix this too, so you don't get a sharp edge. You know, you want to you can bring some of that orange down or some of the dark. Yeah, see how she's doing it here, but like, see how nice she's mixing those. Very nice. I'm gonna steal one of your. I'm stealing your crypt out.
You some before.
Let me see what color is that. Reddish blue. Okay. All right. So while you're working on the candle, I am going to start doing the background now. So if you notice the background, it's it's colored. It's a dark color around it here, and it's warmer here, and it's cooler here. So it's got more blue on the bottom, and the reason is because our source of light is here, right? So you want to have like the warmer browns here, and then right here. So you're right. So then and then it gets bluer as or greener, right? Green, blue. Um, so it's
Like a yellow.
it's a phthalo blue, could be also ultramarine, even Prussian blue. That'll also work. So I'm gonna start with the warms at the top, and this should be, as long as you have that differentiation between where it glows, that is warm, and then it's cool. You know, your brush stroke should be like very loose. Um, so Again, your paint is start very lean. You don't want to put too much paint when you start. And you want to use a large brush for this. Even a fan brush you can use for this. I mean,
To the background?
yeah, to the background. I forgot mine, so I have one. Oh, this one will be fine. Yeah, that's a good one. You can use that. I thank you though. Thank you. Well, yeah, I guess for your canvas might be a little bit too big because you're working on a small canvas. So, um, this is what's gonna make it look like a Rembrandt kind of a painting here now. Raw umber, and if you add a little bit of orange to that raw umber, um, if you don't have raw umber, you can use burnt umber. In your case, you want to make some brown like I make, so make it right. So it was yellow ochre, red, and a touch of blue. And keep in mind that the dark is going to go below the flame. And if you make your background dark enough, you're going to start seeing the flame glowing already. Um, yeah, maybe your brush is a little bit too big when you get to the edge, and you can add a touch of red to that.
I did, but more.
Yeah, put a little more red. And again, one safe way to do this is to put the paint very lean. When you put it lean, if you feel that it's not the right color, you can always put layers on top of that. But if you put it too thick, then you're gonna have to scrape, and it's easier to add paint than having to remove. Now I'm not blending my brown into the flame just yet. I want to get the value first of the whole background, then I'm going to start blending. But now look at what happens when I start adding. My brown is really warm now. And look what happens when I start adding blue to it. Starts getting into this cool green color, which is what you see on the picture. Now the light radiates in a circle pattern. So imagine that you have a circle of light around here, right? So then as you go up with the blue, you go kind of like around a circle into as it gets closer to the flame. So I put touches of blue at the top, just a few touches. Again, use your paint very lean. Don't put too much paint on it. You still want to be able to see some of the background color. And just go around the base of the drawing, and go all the way down to the table, right? Just bring that color, just go around here. Here you can see it better here. Just go around this color and make all that the same color. So very basic is the blue is more predominant on the bottom, and the warm brown is more predominant at the top. But they both mix together, so it's not pure blue or pure brown.
suited to oil than it is acrylic. I'm
And
having a hard time with
yeah, with acrylics, you kind of have to work faster in that sense because they dry so fast. Unless you have a medium to mix.
Yeah,
If you have you do have, yeah, that may give you a little bit more open time. Yeah,
Is this a real painting someone did?
probably.
It's
Yeah,
really
I found.
pretty.
Yeah, it's a very nice painting.
I'm not up to it, but somebody else
And now, since I put my paint very lean, as I start looking at the paint, and if I wanted to make it lighter, I can add more paint, um, and I can start darkening if I needed to. Yeah, you can get here to just get over here before you work here. So it's okay if it dries because you can work on top after, since you're working with acrylics. It's it's a bit more challenging. Oh, yours is it taking too much? Was it primed? Yeah, you had color before, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. It's getting there. Good. Actually, I wouldn't go darker here, and I would leave it just like it is right now. Don't go darker than that. Yeah, you can go darker here, but not on top. And now remember that you to vary your brush strokes. Don't paint all your brush strokes to the left and right, or up and top. Have a variation because you're not painting a wall, right? You're not painting. You're painting atmosphere, right? And there's an atmosphere. There's variations of light.
at this point, I'm wondering if I'm capable of painting the wall. This is not working.
And you can use your palette knife to smooth out the brush strokes if you need to. Although I like to see backgrounds with character. I like to see like lines, and it doesn't bother me. Looks. All right. And the last thing I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna get into the flame. If you're painting with oils, will be um, you bring the darker color into the flame. If you're painting with acrylics, you're probably gonna have to have a wet edge or add more of that cadmium orange to the edge, and then bring the brown. So you have to have a wet edge in order to do this, and so and bring some of that brown. I still have to mix it with my orange here. So
That color that.
yeah, with the yeah, yeah. In your case, if you don't, you can use black.
Don't listen.
Yeah, you can use black. Yeah, you use black, and you can add a touch of blue if you wanted it to. All right, I'm gonna sit down because this is it's more detailed work. So yeah, so use your brown and mix it with ultramarine or any of the dark blues that you have, and it's all the dark areas first, and keep your again when you're painting darks, you wanted to keep your colors lean. You don't want to yeah, you don't want to put too much paint on it, right? Well, if you're with acrylics, you're okay because they dry quickly, right? But for oils, you want it lean because you're gonna put the light colors on top, and you don't want it to mix too much. Correct. And that's what's called a chromatic black. Uh huh. And here you can refine the edge at the bottom of the candle holder, like make it nice and round. You see there's a shadow right below, right here. Hmm? So if you're done with your darks, if you're done with your darks, then we're gonna mix the mid-tone. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes to finish it. Yeah, this part of the painting is it's like almost like drawing with your pencil. Uh-huh. Good, good, good. Good, very good. Yeah, look at your reference picture. Follow your picture. Open it on your phone. Look at your picture too, so you can see all the details. Oh, you can see it over there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can follow that. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah. Get a nice round edge at the bottom. It's hard to see, right? On the picture, it's kind of hard to see. Maybe on the phone, you can open it and see it a little bit better. Now, now, so we're gonna make the what's called a mid-tone. So that bronze color, we're gonna use the same darks that we had, and we're gonna add orange to it. Okay, the same dark color, yeah. We're gonna add orange to it. So the same umber with blue that you had, amber, blue, and then orange. If it's too dark, just add a touch of a yellow. If it's too dark, you don't want it too light, right? Because these are not highlights. These are just like the bronze part of it that is like darker bronze. But you want to have that orange there because if you add too much yellow, then you have green that just going to turn into green, right?
Yep.
So add that orange there to it. But it also has red, so it counters, you know. So mix the color first before you paint it, okay? Mix the color on your palette. Once you get to on your palette, once you get to the value that you want, then you can start painting. So when you're painting the midtone, you see that there's an area. If you look in your picture, it's a little bit of a shadow that's kind of green. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a touch of blue into it, right? So it makes you see it right here on the right. Just add a touch of blue, the same blue that you're using to mix the with the brown. With your mid-tone color, you're pretty much going to cover all of the areas that are in light, and then we're going to add on top of that, we're going to add the highlights. So don't worry about the areas where it looks like there's a white speck of paint. We can add that with a palette knife after. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going back with the darker color, and some of my shadows got erased, so I'm just bringing them back. It's easy. Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. or, or my deceiving lies, huh? I told you it was easy and it's not. Yes, indeed. I think it's also looking hard. You look hard at your drawing at your photo reference, and you start seeing like different shapes, and instead of just looking at it as if it was just a candle and thinking about the symbol of the candle, you just look at the shapes. There's a form. There's a triangle here. There's a square here. There's a line here, and it's kind of like you start building a puzzle. Now, if you're painting with acrylics and you feel that it's you have too much paint on it and it's just not like you're mixing paint, you can you can either scrape some off and wait until it dries or dry with a hair dryer. Um, or just just hit it with the hair dryer. Don't um, you don't have to scrape it off. Just hit it so then when you apply the next layer, the surface is already dry. And if you're painting with oils, you can scrape it off with a palette knife. If you feel that the paint is actually mixing too much into it, you put in the color and then you put the dark on top of the light and then the light on top of the dark, and all of a sudden you got this gray mess. It's because you're mixing it on the paint instead of mixing it on your palette. Remember, this is expressive painting. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'll give you that freedom. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. All right. Mine came out a little crooked, but that's okay. That's okay, right? We're all a little crooked. It's a little wonky. It's called the crooked candle. All right. Now, for the table, while you're still working on this, I'm going to show you how to do the table. And I'm going to use the palette knife because you wanted it to be just mostly colors, be expressive. I'm going to work the palette knife from top to bottom. I'll show you how I do it. So you grab the same colors that you've been using, this orange warm colors here. And then you can put it here and just use your palette knife like we've been using it before. And put a few touches here over the darker areas. Few touches here and there. You don't need to overdo it, and they can be like very expressive. The idea is just to create some atmosphere. It doesn't have to be like perfect. And as you were asking me about the blue color, now you can come with the same color and bring it up here over the background, and then we can mix that blue color. I'm gonna make it now, but um, this will be the same application. Yeah, not yeah. I'm not doing the blue yet. I'm just putting the brown part. Yeah. So just put in a few touches here of this color. See how it has like there's a few touches here of this glowy color. That's what I'm bringing. Yeah. So it's like an orange with brown. Now here's the most my favorite part, which is when I start lifting the highlights, which I think is what makes the painting now. And I'm going to mix a very light color, and I'm gonna add just a few touches of the highlights all around it. So remember when we did that color with the butter color? We're gonna use that as a base for the highlights. Um, so it was cadmium yellow, white, and cadmium orange. Or you can use this color. Whether you probably need a different plate. Oh, there you go. Yeah, put some of that with a little bit of white. Yeah, more not so much. I mean, now it's for the highlight. Is you want it to be a little more yellow. If you notice, if you look on the screen, these are just just a few areas of what you want to put the highlights. Not everywhere. Cadmium yellow or yellow ochre, and then with some white. If it's you having difficulty with your palette knife, if you're working your palette knife horizontal, you can use a brush too. Okay, you can use a flat brush. A flat brush will give you an easier edge if you want to. And there is a slight reflection of the light here, probably from here from the candle on the table. And I'm gonna add that too, and that's almost like pure white, almost. Now you can add some final touches to the top of the candle with white, and put some and mix it with some yellow and put it here on top of the candle. Look at that. That looks good, right? Yeah. It kind of makes the painting like all the shiny elements. Huh?
Yeah.
See, I'm showing off now.
at the artist workshop how charming you were.
Ah, thank
And that
you.
you were good with older women.
My mom would have been proud. Well, you guys are a great bunch. I mean, you're all putting a lot of big effort to it, and that really, it's what motivates me. Like if I see that you really want to learn, that's,
See how much we enjoy it, right?
that's right. Now there is some light behind the candle here, and that's looks like. Let's see what color is in this picture. Yeah, it's the same color. Yeah, you see here, right on the edge. That's light there. Ha! Look at that. Oh, bada bing. So easy. I'm just showing off. Showing off now. I'm just doing small details here and there. I'm gonna make this nice blue color. It's kind of like a blue grayish color. Huh? There. It's kind of like a blue grayish color. And how I make this blue grayish color, you can use Payne's gray with a little bit of blue or black with blue, but you can also do the blue with orange. So you mix blue with orange and they kind of like cancel each other out because they're complementary. So that's called a chromatic black. That's all theory that you probably don't need to know. But here is this. Maybe a bit more blue here. Ah, too much. Now, be careful because you in blue you can use blue, black, or blue and orange. But just a touch, just to make it kind of a gray. Now, be careful because if you put too much white, then it will not. You don't want it to be lighter than the color of the candle. Yeah, bring some nice cool color there. Put it on the table too here. Put that blue over here too. Put some over here. Blue and white. Put some of that blue there. There. Put some of it here. Now this is my own version. It almost feels like pastel, like when I'm doing this. You know when you grab if you've ever used chalk or pastel, you grab the piece and you use it sideways and you just cover big areas.